Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Ayer. Here. Mrs. Brown Knight.
Here.
Dr. Lewis.
Here.
Mrs. Stock.
Here.
Mr. Van Stone.
Here.
Mrs. Wells.
Here.
All right. All right, any questions regarding the minutes from the February 23rd meeting?
No.
No? No, that's unusual. All right, a motion and a second to adopt.
So moved. Second.
Second, Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mrs. Stock.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mrs. Wells.
Aye.
All right. We're going to go a teeny bit out of order here just momentarily because Kelly unfortunately cannot be with us for the excitement of the entire evening. So we're going to jump all the way to the last ordinance, I believe it is. That is the make appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures for the Village of Mariemont. And this will be on an emergency, of course. This will allow for questions, so on and so forth, before she gets out of here. Can we have the first reading, please?
Okay, to make appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the Village of Mariemont, State of Ohio, during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2026, and to declare emergency.
All right, we've had the first reading. Can we have a motion and a second to suspend the rules and allow for the second and third reading?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mrs. Stock.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mrs. Wells.
Aye.
All right. May we have the second reading?
To make appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the Village of Mariemont, State of Ohio, during the fiscal year ending December 31st,
26.
2026, and to declare emergency.
Okay, sorry. My attorney here has just made it, instead of 2025, that should be 2026. I think it's just the scribblers here
I don't have it in front of me.
on the first paragraph.
Oh, yeah, right here.
Yeah, right there.
Yep,
Yeah,
everything else,
Okay.
okay.
easy fix.
Good call.
Eagle eyes.
All right, any other discussion? I mean, do you all, why she's doing this, where she got the amounts, what the calculations were, so on and so forth?
I think it would be a good thing, since we have some new council members, for Kelly to take just a couple minutes and explain what she does.
Okay?
Sure, happy to do so. So what this is our permanent appropriations for this year, okay? If you recall, we did the temporary appropriations legislation at the end of last year. The purpose of that is to get us through the first 3 months of the year, per the Hamilton County Auditor. So this replaces that, and this does our expenditures for the entire year. So what I've done is my process is I look at what we appropriated last year, and then I also look at our actual spend for last year. For the most part, I bump everything about 5%. I do want you to know for this year, I bumped fuel 10%, based on increasing fuel costs. I bumped insurance 10% because we anticipate insurance to be quite a bit higher. And then the other projects that are in discussion to council right now, redoing the zoning manual, the security system, I also made sure to appropriate for those items that we haven't committed to yet, but more than likely we are. So that's kind of the process I go through to come up with this.
Kelly, do you have any kind of emergency appropriation bucket where, let's say something unforeseen comes, a tornado comes through and wipes out 3 of our service vehicles, or something unforeseen?
Well, we don't have a specific appropriation for that, but there's a balance left in the general fund.
Okay.
You never want to fully appropriate your sources.
Okay.
So that leaves, if something should come up, we would have funds available to appropriate that, unless it was like obliterated the whole village, then we'd have
Right, then we'd be in trouble.
bigger things to worry about.
We do have liability insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah, if something catastrophic
Yeah.
like that
Yeah, insurance,
happened,
yeah.
the insurance
But-
would kind of
right,
cover us.
But, bad example, but I'm sure there's
Yeah,
something.
Right.
yeah,
Not
there's
really.
other things.
Right. So, yeah, probably not want to call it a bucket, but still, there's always money left in the
The
general
general
fund
fund, thank you.
for something.
All right. Bob, you look like you've got a question?
I just had a question about your chart. When it said encumbrance 1231, I assume that's 26?
Where it says reserve for encumbrance,
Yes.
1231, that's carryover from last year. So if purchase orders are left open from last year, that's where that's going to show up. And we leave some purchase orders open because we know we're going to use the money in '26. So that's what that is.
Okay.
That's 123125. Does that help?
Yeah.
Anything else? Everybody good? All right, then may we have the third reading, please?
To make appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the Village of Mariemont, State of Ohio, during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2026, and to declare emergency.
All right, motion and a second to adopt.
So, second.
All right, somebody didn't hear the motion, but, oh, sorry. Mr. Ayer,
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis. Aye. Mrs. Stock.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mrs. Wells. Aye. All right, a motion and a second to evoke the emergency clause, please.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis. Mrs. Stock.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mrs. Wells. Aye. All right. All right, there we go.
Thank you. Okay,
How you doing?
thanks, everybody, I appreciate it.
Okay. Good luck. All right, we have the report from Chief Hines. Any questions? We have Lieutenant Pisley here. And do you wish to make any comments about it? No? Any other observations to be made? Are traffic stops up or down?
They were down, we just had a department meeting, and, so those are gonna increase, and actually, we're on pace this month for an increase.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of the categories here, they were down somewhat. My own observation is that no one has really slowed down that much. Just an observation. All right, any other questions regarding the report? All right, we have Tax Administrator Barlow's report. Chuck is not with us tonight. I guess if anybody has any questions about it, you can, of course, drop by the office anytime, email him anytime, call him anytime.
As much as I.
All right, the Service Department's report. Ben has been kind of exceedingly busy, sort of tidying up a lot of the remaining leaves in some of the green space areas, I guess in some of the parks too, huh, Jim? Yeah, been busy? Yeah. Any questions regarding your report?
I had one comment.
Sure.
On the section on the street on the second page, it says, it talks about the street across from elementary school that's been out. And I did email Ben just to ask him, I said, does that, because the line kind of read to me that that has been fixed. And he said, no, he does not think that's been fixed, that it still does not have electricity.
Let me tell you where we are in that.
Okay.
That light was a bit of a problem, and it sort of was one of those funny kind of the things where, I mean, because it has been out a long time. And there was a little back and forth as to who actually owned the light, you know, kind of a thing. And apparently it was sort of a misunderstanding. We thought that Duke actually owned the light. And I corresponded with Duke, and they finally, you know, they have to go up and down the chain and get their maps out and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, it was determined that they don't own the lamp. It is a Mariemont lamp. And one of the reasons that Ben really couldn't even fool with it in the first place is that it's one of the particular lamps that the electricity cannot be switched off at the bottom. So when you're actually changing out the bulb, you're having to do it live. So we have talked with an electrician that does work for us here in the village. He should have been over there by now, but apparently he hasn't been, but he is very much aware of it. We apparently do have the bulb, so it's just, hopefully just a matter of a couple more days, and he will be over there. Actually, I think he was over there, and he didn't have, the particular lift truck that he had couldn't get high enough.
Okay.
Something like that,
Okay,
so, yeah.
great.
But I mean, I know it's on the radar, and it's, you know, these kind of things unfortunately shouldn't take this long, but occasionally they do.
Are we putting an LED in there?
I believe that we are,
I hope so.
yeah.
And then, what is the process for ensuring kind of all our potholes are filled? And I know March is when,
Yeah.
but what is the process to assess and then fill?
Well, I mean, obviously, Ben is doing an assessment, of course, and then we do rely upon, you know, resident feedback and input on that, you know, because, you know, that maybe we aren't
So
aware
there
of
is
every
an,
single one.
is there's an, I'm asking for that purpose. So there's an assessment, do we need residents reporting potholes? If so, to whom, where, and by when?
Well, yeah, of course, we need resident help, because like I said, I mean, we just may not be aware of every pothole, especially if it's in
Okay.
a road that's not well-traveled. Now, ordinarily, I mean, they are reported, and Ben makes the list, and that
Okay.
list is compiled, and usually we kind of talk it back and forth a little bit with Chris, because there's a question, if it's a really bad one, and then it's a question about what kind of a repair should be done. The standard way, when it's really cold weather out, is you throw what is known as cold patch into it and kind of
That's what I
compact
was
that.
reading, yeah.
That's not a good patch, it never really
Right.
lasts. You need the hot patch, but hot patch is not available normally until.
End of March.
End of March or mid-March or something
yeah.
like that. Although you can get it sometimes on special order if you're doing, like we did a big repair patch at the tail end of Indian View not that long ago, you know, where we completely ground it off. And our guys actually did that, and probably for substantial savings over what it would have, JK or one of our other contractors would have charged us.
So I guess the question is, when do we plan to have potholes filled? Do residents need to report their pothole by?
We plan to have them filled, the really bad ones, with whoever, we're about to get the bids for the road contract work. I think it's coming later this week, I
Okay.
believe. Whoever would be awarded that, then it will be like an add-on into the contract that they will address the more substantial potholes. Then as soon as,
Okay, so I'm sorry to interrupt, I apologize.
no, it's okay.
When is that work being done?
Well, I don't know. We don't have a start date on that work yet. Number one, we have to award the contract and then sort of, you know, make sure we're on their list for the work. I
Okay.
mean, obviously, we're gonna try and expedite that somewhat, but we have a more serious situation sort of brewing up the Miami Hill. We have, you know, what is developing probably a very bad, it's more than a pothole, it could be a sinkhole. And as soon as we get the bids in from J.P. Muir, I shouldn't be, I don't know who's gonna get the bid. But let's just say it's them, because in the past, they've got a lot of
Sure.
our work. That will be an emergency add-on that will go on, and they're gonna have to start digging up on that hillside almost immediately to get to the bottom of what is actually causing it, what is happening. But as an aside to that, the pothole thing will be handled in a similar fashion, in that it will be an add-on to the contract to do the pothole work when they do the normal repaving work, and they're out here with all the equipment.
And we don't know when that will be.
No, we don't know, because like I said, we don't, you know, we don't even have the contract yet.
Okay, so is this something then we will be, it's okay, but, and I have a couple other questions, but we'll be managing, say, you know, if we don't have the bids and we have to go through that process, so are we looking at September? Are we looking at the summer?
No.
Are we?
What, realistically, what are we looking at?
The bids come in tomorrow at 5 o'clock,
okay.
so we'll be able to tell who the apparent low is by Wednesday morning. I'll get that to Bill. We will have to go through the process of awarding the contract to the low bidder, and then we'll have a pre-construction meeting. Right before the pre-construction meeting, if we have a list of potholes or a list of streets that we want to deal with, I can get that to the contractor. He can provide us a
Okay.
price, and then we can come into the council for a change order to add that
So
work.
when would it be helpful for residents to report potholes by?
Anytime from now until the next 3 weeks.
The next 3 weeks, okay.
Yeah.
I think that's important because there's just they're dotted everywhere and we're just making sure. So that is very helpful. So if you're not reporting in the next 3 weeks and it's minor, there is a chance that it might be a long time before it's filled. It needs to get on that list in the next 3 weeks.
That would be very helpful.
Residents know to report potholes, 'cause I, as a resident, did not know I was supposed to report potholes. I just kind of assumed.
I think we're gonna have to,
Is there a way to get that word out for people who are not listening to this council meeting, I guess?
Well,
Who
we can-
doesn't
We
watch
can put it out
council
on the email blast,
That
or
would
we
be
can
good.
put it on the website or something like that.
Good
It's
idea.
kind of a funny thing. It's, most people who are annoyed by a pothole,
Call.
trust me, they call up.
That's very fine.
The,
I don't think we've ever had a problem with reporting.
the other thing is Ben will also fill minor potholes.
okay.
Yeah.
So this isn't, so you have to go through grading them on which ones really do you need a
Right.
paving contractor to do and which can Ben
Yeah.
do.
So, well, that is all very helpful for me to, people ask and I don't know what to answer, and I think that's very, very helpful, and we're all seeing big potholes, and it sounds like maybe we have a sinkhole and, you know, lots
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions then regarding
Thank you, Bill.
the
We'll
maintenance?
need a public works meeting to accept the bid. Chris says you can have one.
Okay, looks like permission to address council. And
All right. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mandy Beecroft from the Mariemont Branch Library. Just a few programs we have coming up for kids. On Tuesday the 10th, which is tomorrow, we have a Becoming Bold Girls Who Lead program. So it's going to be an interactive hour of crafts and building confidence and helping them find their own voice. And that's for grades K through 8. And then we also have Pi Day coming up, which is on the 14th, obviously, where there'll be all sorts of math-inspired activities for kids, also grades K through 8. For adults, we have gratitude journaling coming up, which is on Wednesday at 11 a.m. And then we have a Real or Scam program on Wednesday the 18th at 10 a.m. And then I think we had something else here. Oh, and then we have our Coloring Coffee and Conversations program, which is just kind of an open craft program, and that'll be April 4th. And then we have on April 7th, which is a Tuesday from 6 to 8, learning how to play Mahjong. So that seems to have been a big interest in the community that we've gotten a lot of questions about lately. So we got some Mahjong sets, and one of our staff members very kindly learned how to play it so she can teach others too. So if that's an interest, then we can start hosting like tournaments and things too. So
great.
that should be fun. And that is Tuesday, April 7th from 6 to 8 p.m.
All right.
All right.
Hearing a lot about Mahjong lately. It's
Yeah,
another
yeah.
way.
So if we, so we've tried to catch up. All right, thank you.
Hey, thank you. Anyone else?
I am Karen Fallon. I'm a business owner of Luxury to the Trade in Old Town, 3909 Oak Street.
Karen, just let me remind you, we're going to be a little bit tighter in here tonight about the 3 minutes.
I'm not going to take long. I
Great.
just need a
Thank
yes
you.
or no
Just
question answer.
gentle reminder, that's all.
First of all, I was here a month ago representing all the business owners in Old Town. And I want to thank you for taking us into consideration, especially want to thank Dr. Lewis and Mrs. Stock for responding with enthusiasm to our outreach and email. We have not heard from anybody else in council. I was a little disappointed that nobody's, for no other reason, just to say welcome, reached out to the business owner. So I hope that in the next weeks to come, you'll stop by, call, you have their names, you have their email addresses, and just welcome the new businesses to the community. I know we're going to work on things, and hopefully we can come up with some things that will benefit the village and Old Town and the businesses. My question tonight is really a very simple one. We brought up the parking that's already has signage and there's an ordinance for. Nothing's been done. We haven't seen anything. So I'm asking, when will you start to enforce the parking restrictions that are already in place there for the 8 spaces right there in front of our businesses and on Oak Street?
Well, Chief Hines and I did have a discussion about that signage and, trying to track, the violators there. Nick, do you have anything to add about that? You were sort of part of that discussion.
Yeah, the guys are aware of it and they check on it, but we don't know it's a problem really until somebody calls us, saying this car's been here for,
So you want me to call you every day, every 4 hours? Because I can look out my window and tell you the cars.
yeah, you can, that's the most helpful for us.
Okay, so I think there might be a little bit of miscommunication. The building owner and the tenants are basically the people that are parking there, has agreed to advise the tenants that you will be enforcing, as the ordinance says, 4-hour parking. And that the tenants will have to find place else to park between 8 and 6 o'clock Monday through Friday, which is our business hours, which is what the signage states. They have no problem doing that. It's their tenants. So they're willing to put a letter out, whatever, if we put signage out that we're going to start enforcing that. We are also tenants, the business owners. So they're really trying to help with us too. We want to have our customers be able to park. And I sit out there and I can see almost every day, the same people are parked there all day long. We are very proud of our businesses. We all cater to a high-end luxury clientele that we want to bring into Mariemont. We want them to be welcomed. When I have a client in who, oh, we have several great places for lunch, or, oh, are you looking for a gift? You can go to Pomegranate Lime. We would like to draw that customer. We do not have any vape shops or massage parlors there, okay? We would really like to elevate the way that area looks, along with the residents who do a really good job. The park's beautiful, the church is beautiful, but right there where we would like to do business, it is not a great place to be. So what steps do I need to do? Do we need to send a letter to the people in the building, or what?
Well, it sounds like that you're sort of on the cusp, at least, of sort of having good cooperation between, the live-in tenants and the businesses and the building owner, if I'm hearing you correctly.
Yes.
That would be the first start, but then I guess, if it's going to require some additional notification where you actually do call the police. But here's the thing, you see, in order for them to actually issue a citation over there, they have to, have been aware that how long the car has actually been there. You're
Understood.
saying so, unfortunately, would not be enough.
Understood.
Technically, and you correct me if I'm wrong,
You're right.
they have to put a chalk mark, and they can't put it on the car anymore. They have to put it on the pavement, and they would notice what time they put it there. And then if they come back in, 4 hours, 5 minutes, and the car is in the exact same spot, well, then, of course, they can issue the citation because they have a clear indication that, in fact, they have
I
limited.
don't know that we're going to be in a big citation issue. I think if we make people aware that we're suddenly going to enforce this, where we,
That would be the good first step, for sure.
if we make everybody aware of it,
Yeah.
if we put some temporary signage out there, they're not going to want to get a ticket.
Probably not.
If they know their landlord is supporting this and the village is supporting this, I hate to see, we've got, I don't know how many ordinances, probably well over 500. I don't really feel like we can pick or choose what we're going to enforce or not. This is our businesses, our livelihoods, but we're also part of the community. So we're willing to send out a letter if you want to post a sign temporary that on such and such a date to warn people. I want to work with you on this to make this happen. And if it gets down to it after we've done it, a warning for 2 weeks, 30 days, whatever you deem necessary. If all you need is that, there's no problem with me going to work in the morning, taking a timestamp picture of that car and sending it to you 4 hours later. That's a real easy thing to do. But I don't think it's going to get to that point. I'm sure you're aware of the van that's been floating around there, and this guy's got it down pat. He'll move it 10 feet. I watch him, 10 feet here, 10 feet there, because, he doesn't have to do it
That's a problem.
every 4 hours, right?
Right.
But he'll park in those spaces. There's also in the public parking behind that you've got RVs that have been there for 6 months. Those are things that I understand parking's a problem, but we would like to be able to have events. We would like to have a whole Old Town community resident business the way it used to be. I could foresee doing a ice cream social once our businesses.
Sure.
We're at the point now is, do we invest in landscaping? Do we invest in this? Because we're not sure if we're going to be supported. So really all I'm asking is just, can we work together? Who would I work with to send out the letter, get the signage that says we're going to do this, and then just make people more aware?
why don't I stop by your office over there? I want to take a look at it anyway, and we'll go over this, because I think one of the first things that we could do is put, like you're suggesting, I think, is put some additional signage up, basically they are saying that in fact, we are now going to
such
be
and that,
strictly
yeah.
enforcing, kind of a thing, and, see what happens.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm here this week. I'll be in the office tomorrow. If you'd
Okay.
like to come by, and then let me know what the best protocol is, because Sunset Properties has reached out to me, Karen, what should we do next?
Okay.
And if it's just a letter to their tenants, they will let all their tenants know that this is going to take place, but they just need some facts. When is this going to take place?
Mm-hmm.
What are the rules that Mariemont, is going to
Sure.
be enforcing? So that's all we're looking for. And then I look forward to working with you guys on the other issues that we talked about.
Yeah, so Alicia and I have been talking, Alicia and I and Susan are the Economic Development Committee, and Susan's got a little bit more constraints on her schedule than Alicia and I. So we have talked with Bill about coming over and visiting the businesses. So I hope to do that this week and just putting our head in. So I'll coordinate
Just
the
to
time.
say
with him.
hello, because
Just to say
I
hello.
literally sent an email to everybody on Friday. Said, has anybody, before I came here, has anybody heard from any member of council? Except for you guys. And then I know that you've, obviously, Laura.
Well,
But
and Alicia did reach out to me to schedule that, but I was on vacation last
no,
week.
I'm not talking about the schedule. I'm just saying, hello, welcome. We are so, Karen has been here presenting this. We're really looking forward to helping develop this community a little bit better. But we're really not asking much. We're not asking for any new ordinances. We're not asking for money. We just want our customers to be able to park someplace.
Well, I think a little enforcement
Okay.
is what is needed.
Hey,
Thank you.
Mayor, I have a question, and
Sure.
maybe Lieutenant Pitsley could give some background to. What is the logic with a 4-hour limit on parking? Why is it 4? Why isn't it, say, 2, for
Yeah,
example?
I don't have an answer to that.
And to be honest with you, either, I don't know how long that has been an ordinance. I don't know when.
When I got here, I got here a
Yeah,
long
I
time
think it's
ago.
been there a long time.
Is it an ordinance or is it?
Yeah,
It's an ordinance.
It's an ordinance there. It specifies,
I'm
where
not really
parking
familiar
is.
I'm not that familiar with the area. What, I guess, guys that go to school there park there all day, is that what it is?
No, we're talking about the parking places that are basically sort of adjacent to the actual fountain, the center fountain over there where the
Okay.
2 high-rise apartment buildings.
Oh, okay.
The 5-story buildings are.
Oh, I see.
There's kind of
An octagon.
an intersection there, and there's parking sort of around that.
Frankly, if we can amend the ordinance to get it down to 2, if you want to refer to the Rules and Law Committee. If we made it 2 hours and enforced the 2 hours, would that make it better for y'all?
Then you'd have to pay for new signage.
That's not a big deal.
It's not that, there aren't that many.
I don't know, every time money comes up, I always like to.
Well, I think,
That's fine with me. I don't think anybody in our businesses need more than 2-hour parking. I mean, if they're staying 4 hours, they better be buying a lot of stuff.
You'll go move their car for them.
Yes.
I'll go move their car for them.
Yeah.
But they appointments, say with you and then one of your other.
Yeah, well, like today, I was in the office and the girl across the street wasn't in, but her client came in,
Yeah.
she was over there, I have the key to her place and back and forth, and so she was around for maybe in 3 hours, but that's not a big deal. We can always do that, but 2 hours is normally, it would be unusual for 4 hours for anybody to stay in one place unless there was some kind of a CEU or training or something like that going on, and that would be an anomaly.
My personal feeling is we should see if we start enforcing the 4 hours, if it fixes the problem. And if it doesn't, then we can talk about revising it back to 2.
I still think though, respect for the tenants that have lived there all this time and parked there, that we should give them a time period and let them know about the change and, before enforcing something right away. I have no problem with that. We still want to be good neighbors. To everybody. We just would like, during business hours, to have places to
I'll
park.
start with that.
Now,
from
the
here.
new,
Yeah.
the new stitchery shop opened last week, and they're open Wednesday through Saturday, steady stream all day.
That's
They
great.
were-
That's great.
Which was great. I mean, it was
Yeah, it's
really
good.
great.
Really good.
All right,
All right,
thank you.
thank you.
Quick question for you, Lieutenant Pitsley. I mean, Bill described the archaic chalk method, I mean, is a timestamp picture sufficient?
It would be in court.
I
But
mean,
the problem is you have to come in court and say that you were the one that took the photograph. Whoever took the photograph is the one that have to come to court.
Oh, I could do that, I just looked down the street.
just sign it.
It's not as much fun as you think.
I don't know, if it gets your customers parking, it might be pretty self-serving.
I really don't think it's gonna get to that point. I mean, I think the ticketing would be rare if they knew that we were going to be enforcing. If
Yeah.
it became part of, like, I know I'm not going to park across from Graders all day long. You know, we all know that. Well, that's just it's just gotten out of hand over there
Yeah.
over time. It's just been neglected. And, you know, for a lot of times, those spaces were empty. Half of them were empty for years. So now it's becoming a viable, we all have long leases, we're gonna be there for quite some time, so we wanna build our businesses and welcome customers and also, you know, be visually a great area for the residents that live around there too.
Sure, sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And if you're gonna stick around, I do have a little bit of an update that I don't wanna go into right now, but I will tell you what it is.
Okay,
And if not, I can call you. So,
okay, I'll stick around.
okay, thanks.
Aaron?
Hello, how is everybody doing today? I'm Erin Rothfuss with the Mary Elders Senior Center. So I wanted to talk a little bit today about Mary Elders' role, not just as a senior center, but a connector in the community. Mary Elders was founded with the Mariemont Kiwanis when local leaders recognized a growing need for older adults in the community to have a place to gather and to stay active and access support. What began as a community conversation became a lasting commitment to serving adults 55 and better. That origin story matters because what Mary Elders is still today is a connector, a community-driven organization built on partnership. So right now during tax season, we're partnering with AARP to do people's taxes for free. Trained volunteers provide accurate and trustworthy help. We work with the Council on Aging of Southwest Ohio to assist members and non-members alike to get help with heating assistance, aid in their homes, and access to a myriad of other services. And we also work with Meals on Wheels to do more than just bring people meals, but also to connect them with technology. We have technology classes at Mary Elders, but Meals on Wheels also has access to iPads and things like that for older adults. And this is what makes Mary Elders so important. We don't operate alone. We're part of our community. We're a trusted hub where older adults can learn about transportation options, benefit programs, health resources, food access, and social opportunities. Some right here in Mariemont and others in the wider community. For many older adults, systems can feel overwhelming. Government programs, nonprofit services, healthcare providers. It can be difficult to know where to start, and Mary Elders simplifies that journey. It offers a familiar face, a welcoming space, and a knowledgeable staff who can say, "Let us help connect you." That spirit of collaboration, rooted in its founding with the Mariemont Kiwanis, continues today. Mary Elders demonstrates what is possible when local organizations work together with a shared mission to support dignity, independence, and community for adults 55 and better. We're not just an activity space. We anchor and we connect. So I invite all of you to come to our open house. It's the week of April 13th through 17th to see what we're all about. Mariemont believes in a strong, connected community, and so we invite you to partner with us. You can support Mary Elders by volunteering your time, sharing your expertise, becoming a program sponsor, or being a member. You can advocate for older adults in your networks and help us to spread the word about the resources that are available right here in Mariemont. Your support ensures that no older adult feels isolated, overlooked, or unsure of where to turn. Together, we can continue to build a community where aging is celebrated, supported, and empowered. Mary Elders is more than a senior center. It's a connector, a catalyst, and a cornerstone of community well-being. Thank you.
All
May
right.
I
Any
have,
questions about Mary Elders? how many of you knew, like, Sustainable Mariemont? We've heard of Sustainable Mariemont. We are the first Sustainable Mariemont. So we take all those pill bottles and we have the equipment corner with wheelchairs and walkers and canes and all of that kind of thing. So our members we have a library. We do all kinds of fun things to help support the Mariemont community, and we are very well supported by the community. So thank you for that. Thank
Can I
you.
have your narrative, Erin? Can I have that for the minutes? Sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Erin, for
Thanks so
coming
much.
today.
Anyone else? Jim, anybody? I didn't mean to skip over you guys at the back. No? You sure? we like hearing from you. Is that right? Well, save it up for the next time. Okay. Oh, Biff, I'm sorry. Oh, so we're all good then, I take it, right? Okay. All right. All right, well, moving on then, motion to pay the bills. Any question regarding the bills? Bills are kind of light this time, for a change.
So moved.
We all good? Okay, Mr. Ayer?
I didn't hear
Second.
that.
Second.
Oh,
Aye.
Mr. Ayer? Ms. Brown Knight?
Aye.
Dr. Lewis?
Aye.
Ms. Stock?
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone?
Aye.
Mrs. Wells? Aye. All right. Pay some bills. I guess the Health and Rec Committee report is going to be up next. Matt?
Okay, let's go. Health and Rec Committee met on Tuesday, February 24th at 5 p.m. in the municipal building. Present were Health and Rec members Matthew Ayer, Marcy Lewis, and Lila Wells. Also attendant were Mayor Brown, Jordan Galletto, and Tim Wiley of the Mariemont Rec Association, Jim Getz of the Parks Advisory Board, Biff Black and Rex Beavis of Mariemont Preservation Foundation, and resident Matt Painter. Mr. Galletto presented an overview of Mariemont Rec Association, a 501c3 organization serving 1,100 to 1,300 youth participants in 5 sports and cheerleading. See attached summary. Discussion with the committee and mayor centered on MRA's collaborative relationship and communication with the village. Health and Rec unanimously recommended that Mariemont Rec Association and our village solicitor develop a mutually agreeable use agreement for Mariemont Parks that demonstrates compliance with applicable codes and standards. Okay, next topic. With input from Mr. Galletto, the committee then discussed the need for a comprehensive maintenance plan for the Dogwood Park fields, a key village asset in which we are investing nearly $1 million for renovation. Our current field contractor, Team All Sports, has provided a proposal for all 3 fields that covers vegetation control, irrigation system maintenance, annual infield, regrade and related services, adding infield mix if needed, maintaining a clean, smooth, even interface with the turf, repair home plate areas, turf management, including fertilization 6 times, weed control 3+ times, core aeration twice per year, and slit seeding. The total 2026 cost would be $28,320. Mr. Galletto suggested that MRA contribute $10,000 to this comprehensive annual program. Mr. Ayer estimated the current village cost for irrigation maintenance and turf treatment is approximately $4,000, thus the total incremental cost to the village would be approximately $14,300 and result in well-maintained, safe fields that will not require total renovation in the future. Mowing and trimming would continue to be performed by the service department. After discussion, while the committee generally endorses a comprehensive maintenance plan, it was decided to seek 1 or more competitive bid, also requesting potential green options. Mr. Ayer agreed to seek competitive bids. In the last paragraph, finally, Mr. Ayer presented a fact sheet attached concerning the recent $936,000 community project funding award for Dogwood, Dale, and Hopkins Parks and its administration by HUD. It is expected that we will receive the official letter of invitation from HUD in 60 to 90 days. The next meeting was scheduled for Tuesday, March 10th at 1 p.m. The meeting adjourned at 6:45 p.m. And as an addition, I guess perhaps to propose an amendment to this report would be, we're going to postpone that next meeting just because we recognize it's going to take some time for our solicitor and Mariemont Rec Association to come up with a draft for the Health and Rec can review of that use agreement. That's it.
Do the sign
Very good.
report.
I had a real nice talk with Mr. Gato last week, and I told him I had to meet with the mayor because we need to know exactly what MRA does. I think we got a pretty good handle on it. They're happy with what they do. We're very happy with what they do. They're a little disappointed with us about the maintenance of the general overall maintenance of the fields, you know. So I guess the question comes down to, you know, when you're going to drag the fields, for example, you know, we cut the grass and otherwise generally maintain the property, but dragging the fields, is that our responsibility or theirs, you know? And I don't know.
Well, I believe the maintenance contract that's being proposed, the maintenance
It's
contract.
going to do that dragging,
Yeah.
right?
Well, but I mean, yeah, there's a lot of detailed information as to what would be done and not done.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt,
So,
but that's,
no, you're right, because Bill and I called Bill Friday, and we're going to get together one day this week and just come up with some bullet points. I'll send to Mr. Gato a proposed draft of, what we'll do is prepare a little agreement, then we'll put a resolution before the council to actually agree it.
And it's my understanding that MRA will continue to drag the fields, and they actually have a Kubota and the equipment right there on site for doing that. So
Right.
they drag the fields, and they also take care of lining the fields,
Mm-hmm.
and they expect to continue to do that with their volunteers. So those are, you know, a couple key items, but that would, and that has to happen very frequently and kind of as needed, so it's important that we have somebody right there on site that does it. But MRA plans to continue to take care of that. In fact, bought new equipment for doing it.
They bought new equipment for doing it, right, okay. Sounds good to me. We'll get together this week.
yeah.
So, Matt, does that mean the meeting we had scheduled for tomorrow is off?
Correct.
Okay.
Quick, couple
Oh, I'm sorry, Bob, go ahead.
Couple quick questions about the service contract. The real question to me is, it would be really nice to have this, I totally agree. But as an absolute necessity, when we look at the other priorities in the village, maybe we don't need, you know, whatever the right number is for it. And I think we need to figure that out. The other question I had about that service contract, in all of our other sports facilities, it's my understanding that the users have them on a roughly break-even basis. Not that they don't get help from the village to do this, that, and the other, but I'm just saying they pretty much are a break-even basis for operating. And this is sort of an annual operating cost. It's not like a capital improvement like tennis
Correct,
courts.
it's an
or,
annual
you know.
operating expense, yep.
So I just think we need to be very careful about that from those two perspectives.
I don't
And
think,
I just want to make that comment,
Yeah.
not that, I don't want to resolve it tonight,
No.
but the point is, I just wanted to make the comment now rather than it gets along and then it was never brought up. I never heard those words before.
I don't think we're quite there yet, and that's part of the reason why Mr. Ayer was basically trying to get some other bids.
Oh, I understand.
To sort of-
I was saying philosophy, but.
No, philosophically, I understand what you're
That was
saying.
a philosophical comment.
Right.
And the other thing is, we just need to decide what do we really need every year? What are the, I won't call them minimum requirements, but above minimum requirements, but, you know, we don't have to have the, gold dust on, you know, whatever.
Well, I
So-
think, like I said, I think we're trying to work toward
I
an
understand.
agreeable,
I agree. And I would like to make sure fields are maintained.
Sure.
I just don't wanna, you know.
no, I hear you.
Do you have the sign report?
Pardon?
Do you have the signed report?
The signed
Yeah, I do,
Get an idea from
yes.
Ben of whether that $4,000 is ballpark accurate.
I don't, and Matt's gonna get another quote and, you know.
Yeah, I
think-
mean, I know what the fertilizer costs and the weed control and irrigation, so that it's ballpark accurate. But you can check, I mean, you can check with Ben.
Yeah, I will tell you, I had never met or talked to Mr. Gato before, but when I spoke with him last week, we had a nice conversation. I think he might be a little upset that all of a sudden, after all these years, this issue is even coming up, that we want some sort of an agreement. It legally would require to have some sort of an agreement, and that's a big reason it's coming up. But I got the impression from him anyway, that MRA does a lot of the work that we otherwise should be doing, you know?
Oh, yeah,
so-
I mean, they have an army of volunteers that
Yeah,
basically do all kinds
so
of.
if they're going to do, and again, it all depends on what man comes
Yeah,
up with
yeah.
another bid. And I think that's a good idea, get another bid and then see how much is it really gonna cost the village for them to do this and for us to do that.
To do that,
you know?
exactly, yeah. Some of that can be weeded out,
Right.
pardon the pun. But, yeah.
And also presenting to us what they do and an estimated, even if it's volunteers, if the village were to do this, it would cost
Yeah,
this
what it
much.
would cost,
That's
because
fine.
like I said, I mean, they.
I just want to
over
have the discussion.
The season, they literally have, a small army of guys that volunteer all kinds of stuff, yeah, so, okay. All right, so we're gonna vote on this thing, there's no recommendation? We're gonna vote it? Are we
I
voting?
would, they submitted it.
Okay,
Okay. Can I move to accept the report?
sure.
I move to accept the report.
With the amendment? Is there amendment?
What's the amendment?
Just that we don't have a meeting scheduled for March 10th
Oh.
anymore.
So
can just
remove
cross
the
that
last
off.
line?
I'll just cross that off.
Yeah, we'll just cross it off,
Yeah,
So the
fine.
amendment is to remove the last line?
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. All right, do we have a second?
Yeah, I second it.
All right, Mr. Ayer?
Aye.
Ms. Brown Knight?
Aye.
Dr. Lewis?
Aye.
Mrs. Stock?
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone?
Aye.
Mrs. Wells?
Aye.
All right. All right, Bob, are you up next here with the
I
finance?
think so.
I think you are.
These are the minutes of the Finance Committee meeting. The Finance Committee met on February 23rd, 2026 at 8:45 a.m. In attendance were the committee chairperson, Bob Van Stone, committee members, Dr. Marcy Lewis and Alicia Stock, Mayor Bill Brown, and Supervisor Ben James. The sole agenda item was the purchase of a dump truck and auxiliary equipment for the service department. Mr. James reported that he has been in negotiations for the purchase of a Ford four-wheel drive dump truck for a price not to exceed $123,600. The price is substantially higher than the $90,000 estimate from 2 years ago, primarily due to the tariffs on the computer controls for the snow plow and salt dispensing equipment. Council has already appropriated a total of $90,000 for the truck. Prior to this meeting, the fiscal officer gave the chairperson the option that $60,000 in the capital improvement budget appropriated for the repaving of the Dogwood parking lot could be reappropriated. $13,600 for the dump truck and $27,400 for streets. The chairperson made a motion to purchase the truck and reappropriate the funds in the capital improvement budget as described. Mrs. Stock expressed concern that there was no current funding source for the repaving of Dogwood parking lot. After some of the additional discussion, the nomination was seconded by Dr. Lewis. The motion was approved on a 2-to-1 vote with Mrs. Stock dissenting. The meeting is adjourned at 9:31 a.m.
Okay, you've heard the report. Any questions regarding the report?
Yeah, I have a question. I understand the cost increase for the dump truck, and I understand the ability to reappropriate funds, but my question is in the permanent improvement fund, did we go back and look at what the priority list was that council established for when we ranked all our projects? And the one that kind of was at the cusp that we didn't do, but it was right at the line, was the $20,000 that we had suggested that we put into developing getting construction drawings for a new lap pool. And I'd like to bring that back up. It's like, if we're going to have this extra money that's already in permanent improvement funds, and we're in this condition where we know that the pool is failing, and we know that when it does reach failure, that we really need to have these construction drawings on hand, a shovel-ready project, and actually have these drawings now and be able to start fundraising for a new pool. I would suggest that instead of the $27,400 going for streets, which of course are important, and we have potholes, we just talked about that, but that we actually go back to what council's previous work was and allocated it for the pool.
I think we're gonna have to do some major reappropriation in that capital improvement. And part of it is when Alicia presents her report, there's the security system for this building. We have, I know Kelly is we said we'd take it out of the general fund, but she's very nervous about doing the roof. And I think I'd like to, if we want to say we want to just put that money back in the capital improvement budget, and then we have the discussion on what we do, but I don't feel comfortable.
I think that'd be great, Bob.
Well, I'm just saying there's a bunch of stuff people have said, oh, we have to do this in capital improvement.
Yep.
And I don't know where all this money is coming from.
Right.
Right
Well,
now.
I think that would be great if we would just put it into the permanent improvement fund, and the council can determine later what we're gonna do with it.
So Matt's recommending at the end of the second paragraph, $27,400 for the capital improvement, or permanent improvement fund, whatever the right name is.
Yeah, permanent improvement fund.
That total's 61, not 60, just so you know. The mathematical genius that I am.
Ben has a quote on the truck, so the 33.6 and the 90 add up to what he needs for the truck.
To the 123.6, that's what it adds up to,
Yes,
or it should add up to.
yes.
Well, I'd like to move that we accept the amendment presented by Bob.
I have a question then about the paving of the streets, because didn't we add something for getting a bid for adding the Indian View and,
The painting of the streets?
Well,
yeah, didn't we, I thought we added,
we talked about adding to an add-on contract here
Yeah.
to do potholes.
no,
The-
it was the extending, like the Indian View, and we were gonna extend.
But that's been done.
He's shaking his head, I'm not crazy, right?
We added up the block of Indian View from Rembold to Miami to the
Yeah.
contract. So we'll get a price on that tomorrow, and then we'll see if we want to accept it or not.
Well,
That's been done.
not really from Remble to Miami. What we did was from Hiawatha to Miami, and that's kind of been done.
Well, and exactly right. So we don't have to, I got a bid on it because we discussed this a while back before Ben did the work.
Okay.
So I'm getting a price on it. We don't have to do it,
Right.
Right.
but I'm getting a price
Well,
on it.
I think it'll be good to get that price because I really want to have
Compare.
a comparison here, yeah. Because I
Agreed.
think we've actually saved a lot of money there, or at least I'm hoping so, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
I'll let you know tomorrow.
Okay, yeah. Does
Well,
that
that's
answer
why
your?
I was wondering if that was why, like the 27 right there that you have for streets.
As I talked to Kelly about this, it's just because of the shape the streets are in. We think we're gonna need more money for streets due to the potholes. From what we just said, if it's in the permanent improvement fund and we don't allocate it, we can allocate it for streets still.
Yeah.
This doesn't preclude putting it in for streets. But as I pointed out, there's a laundry list of things people keep saying, oh, we're gonna do that in the permanent improvement fund. And I look at the allocations and the money doesn't appear to be there.
Doesn't quite add up. And then as an example, as I referenced earlier, we've got this situation now upon Miami Hill, basically, that's gonna be an add-on to the
Right.
paving contract.
We need to
which
see
would
what
be
those.
Some additional money that would be coming out of permanent improvement.
And I think we can go into a holding pattern on the permanent improvement fund for a while till we get some of those numbers in. But that's why I was also mentioned, you know, we say, oh, we're gonna spend $14,000 here, or whatever it turns out to be. We just have to be really careful because there's a lot of needs all of a sudden that popped up between last December and now.
Right.
That were not anticipated last December.
Well, some reevaluation will have to be done as we go forward.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that's what you're suggesting, I hope. Yeah.
And
Okay. Okay, so where are we then on this? Do we have the amendment down? Do we have?
And can I, that's
Of
just one
course.
quick question. Can we share a little bit about just the nature of the debate around the Dogwood paving lot? Just the
Well-
Yeah.
Kelly gave me one option, and I realized we have the Landsman grant, and that is part of Dogwood Park. And I always thought that should have been part of the Dogwood Park project to begin with, because the reason a parking lot, one of the reasons it's in such bad shape is used as the staging ground for the company that redid the fields. And so it needs repaved, but I believe that is part of the Dogwood Parks. But with the Landsman grant, it is in the park, and I think that could be legitimately listed as a candidate to be used, that grant could be used for.
I think, though, that we had a discussion regarding the Hamilton County, the $69,000 grant, that money would also be available for this lot.
Okay.
So I think that was the discussion that took place at the committee meeting, if I'm remembering it
I
correctly.
don't remember that at all. I thought we were talking about the federal appropriation money, the 936,000.
The 130.
That,
936,000.
Well, I'm sure it was mentioned, but.
Well, thank you, Susan, for asking that question. My only concern with this was that council had, prior to me joining council had voted to have money appropriated for the parking lot. And if we are now reappropriating that money without knowing exactly how that money is going to be distributed from the federal appropriation, it feels like we're putting the cart before the horse a little bit. And now, that money may not be there later on for the parking lot. But I spoke with Matt. He seems to think we will be fully funded.
Okay.
Matt, correct me if I'm
Well,
wrong.
I think, Alicia, I think potentially there's two sources of money for that.
That would be
lot.
great.
that's all,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so
That's what we're kind of saying.
I'm with Alicia. I don't remember hearing a discussion about the 69,000.
Well, maybe I'm,
I don't remember that.
maybe it's in and out of my head.
Do you want to explain?
I don't remember that at the
Okay.
at
Well,
that
maybe it was
particular.
an after the meeting discussion that Matt and I had or something like that. I do know, though.
We just received, and it
Yes.
probably was an after-meeting discussion that Bill and I had, but the good news is that we're finally through all the hurdles to get this Hamilton County grant. 69,000 doesn't seem like a big grant, but all the things that we had to go through were fairly significant for this grant. Not necessarily costly, but just step by step by step. They look at a lot of things.
Yeah.
And, but we just got word that, they've reviewed our previous archaeological study, they've reviewed our notice to tribal lands, they've reviewed all the other things that, and so now they're ready for us to, and we have the contract, but the contract's contingent on us completing those steps before we go forward. So those are done, and we should within the next, if we didn't get it today, in the next couple of days, we're gonna get a notice from them.
Is the grant
So-
specifically for the parking lot?
No, it's for the Dogwood Park project. Now. I'm gonna go-
Dogwood, Dale, and Hopkins, right?
No.
I don't think the
The
other two parks were
936
mentioned.
is, the 69 is part of the Dogwood Park project.
Oh, okay.
And then just kind of a rewind back to 2025, we were doubtful that we would get the Landsman grant. We were doubtful that Congress would ever pass this. And so at that time, council set aside $60,000 because we are going to need to do that parking lot, because we do need a safe parking lot to finish that project. And it is part of the Dogwood Park project, but we didn't have the funds to include the parking lot at that time, but now with the new funding that we have, and it certainly is part, and it's in our grant applications, that we want to do this parking lot. So it's clearly part of the Dogwood Park project, and it can be funded with that 900, with the Dogwood Park portion of the $936,000 award.
Well, but the parking lot is part of the Dogwood project.
It is.
So the 69,000 out of that, you could use that money. as well.
Absolutely. In
Yeah,
fact, there's
So you
also-
have two sources, what I'm trying to say.
I feel better about that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
okay.
What are the terms of that 69? Is it just a grant, or is there a matching component, or how
There
does
is
that?
no match.
Okay.
And it does have requirements that they approve our bid documents, and they require a pre-construction meeting, and they require us, and they require us to send it out for bid, and whatever it is that we do, and they require federal prevailing wages. And so it probably, and it will work best that we take a discrete chunk of the Dogwood Park project, whatever that is, we take a discrete chunk and we use the Hamilton County grant for that, because it has these particular bid requirements and all that kind of stuff. It just makes it simpler. And we haven't gone over that and, health and rec and everything, but that's kind of what the thought is that, and that's what they encourage us to do, is find a piece. We understand that you're already like halfway done or whatever, it is, 3/4 done with your project. We understand that. So pick a piece and work and focus on that for this grant. Then it doesn't have to be the parking lot. It could be, buy the equipment, buy certain equipment for the tot lot or whatever it could be, but the parking lot just happens to fit well.
Quickly, Biff.
Don't forget the roof of the boathouse.
That's-
That is just new money for the hitting the target for land and water conservation.
Say that again, Biff. I didn't-
Would,
The 69 from the county, is this new money can be applied toward the target that we've got for land and water conservation for hitting that 40% level?
I don't think so, but I'm not 100% sure about that. I'll find out.
Yeah, that was a good, I know where you're going with that, it was a good question. Yeah, I get that. All right, so are we ready to go here?
No.
So what is
We
the
just-
amendment?
Yeah,
We-
I don't.
Okay,
Let me tell you where I thought we were.
okay.
We approved the revision to the report, but we never accepted the report.
Okay, so we need a motion and a second to accept the report.
So moved.
What's the revision?
Yeah, spell out the revision.
That the $27,400 goes back to the permanent improvement fund.
Wait a minute.
Do we vote that yet?
No,
Yeah.
I
Did
thought
we
we
vote on
did.
that?
no, we did not.
No, we did not.
did.
I motion to, do I have to say the whole thing? I motion to approve the amendment.
The revision.
Revision.
Okay, excuse me, the revision. Do I need to read it?
we approve the report with the revision?
I think we have to separate
Do it
it.
separate.
So do we have to separate it or can we do it all at once? We vote the revision first, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, let's
That's
just,
what
okay.
you're doing,
All right, we have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Ms. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis, Mrs. Dodd.
Aye.
We have to work these things. Mr. Van Stone, Mrs.
Aye.
Wells. All right, now a motion and a second to accept the revised report.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer,
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight, and Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mrs. Stock.
Aye.
And Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mrs. Wells.
Aye.
All right. Jeez, got to put a grass skirt on to get the grant money, I guess, huh?
So is the dump truck
You
done?
can try
Or
that.
do we need to
It'll
leave
be
that on the
interesting.
agenda?
What's that?
I didn't
Is
necessarily
the dump
mean
truck
me.
done, or does it need to stay on the agenda?
No, dump truck is done.
Thank you. Okay.
Just make sure Ben knows so he can go out and do that.
Alicia doesn't have a report, right? Am I missing her report?
What?
I have a report.
You have a report?
Would you like a
Why,
copy?
I don't have a report in
I
here.
think
Okay,
it's
I
on
have
the
to.
back.
It's on the back and it's in a different font.
Yeah,
In a
it's in a
different
different
format.
It's right here. It looks like
Oh,
this.
it's on the back.
Yeah.
It's on the back of the finance.
be.
Flip it over.
Look at your finance committee minutes.
Nope, there it is.
Okay.
Sorry. You're up.
That's all right. Okay. The Safety Committee met on Wednesday, March 4th, 2026 at 11 a.m. in the Municipal Building. Present were Safety Committee members Alicia Stock, Chair, and Matthew Ayer, Mayor Bill Brown, Police Chief Hines, IT Consultant Mike Manford, Senior Administrative Assistant Joni Van Pelt, Village Engineer Chris Ertel, and Mariemont Resident MPF Vice President Doug Zimke. Agenda Item 1, Security Cameras. The committee reviewed costs for security access control and video intercom installation at the municipal building and for security camera installation at the Dogwood Park bell tower. Village engineer Chris Ertel explained that we do not yet know the one-time boring costs for the fiber optic cable in the Dogwood Park build-out. After discussion, Matt Ayer made a motion for the safety committee to recommend to council to approve capital and maintenance fees for security systems for the Dogwood Park project and the municipal building as detailed in the following table, with understanding that the installation for fiber optic cable will not exceed 10K. Alicia Stock seconded the motion. On roll call, 2 ayes, no nays. Do I need to read the numbers or can everyone? Great.
No,
All right, agenda item 2, crosswalk safety. Village engineer Chris Ertel provided an update that the village is applying for a grant through Safe Routes to School, SRTS, to update an ODOT-approved school travel plan, STP, building on prior work performed by the Mariemont School District. Updating the STP is a necessary first step to apply for funding for safety studies and potential safety improvements in the village square. The SRTS application deadline is Friday, March 6th. On recommendation from Mr. Ertel, Mayor Brown authorized Choice 1 to prepare the application for a fee of $600. The grant proposal requests full funding for the STP update, no local match. Alicia Stock made a motion that we recommend proceeding with updating the STP if awarded the grant by ODOT. Matt Ayer seconded the motion. On roll call, 2 ayes, no nays. The meeting adjourned at 12:04 p.m.
Do you have the signed report?
I do.
All right, you've heard the report. Do we have questions regarding the report? And,
Motion to approve.
oh, hold on a minute. Sorry, and we're nowhere still yet on knowing those boring expenses, right? No. Okay. I have had conversations with Rod about it, and we're trying to, work out a couple of different options to get that, to get that price to a reasonable price. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Susan moved.
Oh, I'm sorry. Susan moved. Okay, and to accept the report. And do you have a question?
No.
Yeah, good. Okay.
Okay.
Second?
Oh,
Second.
Second?
roll call.
Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mrs. Stock.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mrs. Wells.
Aye.
All right.
Okay.
Clarifying question, I should ask probably before
Oh,
the
yeah,
motion.
because now it's too late.
Well, I understand. We're, on this money, the Dogwood Park is coming from the Dogwood Park project?
Correct.
The capital expense piece, correct?
Capital expense portion.
It's being, as I understand it, I mean, the expense here is being split, there's
Right.
a larger expense here at the building. And then, of course, there's the expense at the Dogwood Park.
And in a private discussion I had with the mayor, he thought the municipal building should come out of the permanent improvement budget.
Yeah, for the security system yes.
Okay, so this is another little thing on our list as we go through the permanent improvement. That's
Correct.
all I'm saying.
Yep.
The numbers are adding up quickly for only being March, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's that project over there, and we know
I
the
understand,
security is- because the.
but I wanted that to be in the minutes
Oh,
so
okay.
that
Okay,
we had a record of where we said how we were gonna pay this.
I see.
This probably isn't related to this report, but what's the story on the firehouse roof? I haven't heard anything for a while.
Well, we did some repairs on the firehouse,
Yeah, I remember that.
the fire bay roof, basically to sort of get us, into the summer months, something like that. And then, of course, the original bid that I got from KPR, what was it?
HKC.
HKC roofing for the thing was somewhat high. And so and because it is high like that, it was in the $40,000 range. We obviously are gonna have to get 2 bids at least. I think at the moment, given the repairs that were done and given the rain that we just had, it was a good test. I don't think it's currently, there's been no leak through. So we bought ourselves a little time here to basically get better bids and so on and so forth. However, the roof is in very bad shape, and we are going to be faced with replacing the roof,
In 26.
probably in '26.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm just trying to understand, that's all.
Yeah, yeah,
Because I hadn't heard anything about it for a while.
right, right.
Alicia, can these come off the agenda, or do you want to leave them on?
I'll leave them on.
Okay.
Okay.
Correct. Well, maybe they don't have to be on the agenda. I'm sorry, excuse me.
Take
Take
them
them off the agenda, but they will stay on our committee, correct?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Do we vote this?
We already voted.
We already voted.
Okay, so we're down now
Move
to
on.
miscellaneous.
No roll call on that one. All right, looks like we're down to miscellaneous. The nominations for Outstanding Citizen of the Year are due to Mrs. Van Pelt by today, huh?
Tomorrow.
No, tomorrow, I mean. Whew, better hurry. Get those nominations in. We already have, to be honest with you, we have received some nominations. All right, moving on to resolutions.
All right, this is the third reading to confirm the reappointment of Christopher M. Ertl as village engineer for calendar year 2026 and to set compensation.
Do we have to do these individually?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Being the third reading, a motion and a second to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer,
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mrs. Stock.
Aye.
Sorry. Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mrs. Wells.
Aye.
All right.
Okay. This
Chris,
is a
it looks
third.
like you're back.
This is a third reading to confirm the reappointment of Village Zoning Officer Rod Holloway for calendar year 2026 and to set compensation.
So moved.
Was that you, Susan? Okay.
Second.
Second. Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mrs. Stock.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mrs. Wells. Okay.
Okay. This is a third reading to confirm the reappointment of Kelly I. Rankin as Village Fiscal Officer and to establish pay rate.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Yeah, I know. We're just reluctant.
Just in case she's watching.
Given that she's not here.
It isn't any good if she isn't here.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mrs. Stock.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mrs. Wells. Whew, you guys are murder.
Okay. This is a third reading to appoint Maggie Kenner and Richard L. Kay as a member of the Pool Commission for the calendar years 2026 and 2027.
So moved.
Second.
Go ahead.
Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mrs. Stock.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mrs. Wells.
Aye.
Okay.
All right, this is a third reading, resolution adopting cybersecurity policy for village.
So moved.
Second.
Oh, okay. Yes, third reading. Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Excuse me. Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mrs. Stock.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mrs. Wells.
Aye.
Okay, this is a second reading, resolution transferring balance of funds in the wading pool project to permanent improvement fund.
Okay, that's the second. Well, any questions regarding this second reading? I think we all know what it is. I think we talked about this. You good? You good? Okay. We'll have the third reading next time.
All right. This is a first reading to enter into a contract with the Director of the Ohio Department of Transportation to complete the Safe Route to School project and to declare emergency.
All right, we've had the first reading. We need a motion and a second to suspend the rules and allow.
So moved.
Well, you could at least allow me to get it out. Mr. Ayer.
It's an emergency.
It's
So
an
moved.
emergency.
Second.
We're
I'll second.
voting here.
Oh,
No.
we didn't, we had a motion, but not a second.
All right, all right.
Second. Sorry.
Mr. Ayer, Mrs.
Aye.
Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mrs. Stock.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mrs. Wells. All right, may we have a second reading?
To enter into a contract with the Director of the Ohio Department of Transportation to complete the Safe Route to School project and to declare emergency.
We all know what this is. Questions? Questions?
Okay. All right, third
Chris,
reading.
the way that it's worded, I do have a question.
Sure.
Would you read the last sentence of that one more time, Joni?
And to declare emergency?
Oh, no, sorry. Right before that. You got me.
To enter into a contract with the Director of the Ohio Department of Transportation to complete the Safe Route to School project.
And my question for you, Chris, is we're applying for the grant. Does that require us to also, what exactly are we agreeing to at this point in time?
If we get funding, we will be able to use an ODOT pre-qualified consultant to update the school travel plan. That's it.
Which is
So-
what we,
So should the ordinance say the school travel plan?
Instead of project,
it says
yes,
Safe Route to School project right now.
It
Says
says
project.
safe right to school project, but it's really just the
school travel plan.
piece.
If you, right. If you, I don't know, if in the legislation, if you want to say that the project is the school travel plan, that would work.
Yeah.
Or if you want to replace the word project with school travel plan, that might be better. I think either will work, but.
Do you want to make that amendment?
Yes, I would like to amend the ordinance as suggested by Chris, just change,
Project to plan.
Project to
Travel plan.
School travel plan, right?
Project to
change
travel plan.
safe route to school travel plan.
Okay.
That's the first step, safe
Yeah.
route to school
Okay.
It
process.
says on section 1, it has school travel plan as described as the project.
Right, and it's the
I don't
last,
know if that
it's the last
clarifies it or
sentence,
not.
yeah.
It's already,
All right, well, you want, we can change it. Motion and a second to amend.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Hare?
Aye.
Ms. Brown, aye?
Aye.
Dr. Lewis?
Aye.
Mrs. Stock?
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone?
Aye.
Ms. Well?
aye.
Okay. So now we're going to have the third reading, I believe.
I think I did.
Oh, you think you did? Okay. So then we need a motion and a second to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Are you good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Hare?
Aye.
Brown, aye?
Aye.
Dr. Lewis?
Aye.
Stock?
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone?
Aye.
Mrs. Wells?
Aye.
A motion and a second to evoke the emergency clause, please.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Hare?
Aye.
Ms. Brown, aye?
Aye.
Dr. Lewis?
Aye.
Mrs. Stock?
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone?
Aye.
Mrs. Wells?
Aye.
All right, I think we're good. Moving on to ordinances.
Okay. This is a third reading to repeal ordinance number 0625 pertaining to maximum pay rates for all grades of recreation employees and to enact new legislation pertaining to maximum pay rates for all grades of recreation employees.
Okay, that was the third reading, a motion and a second to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Hare?
Aye.
Ms. Brown, aye?
Aye.
Dr. Lewis?
Aye.
Mrs. Stock?
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone?
Aye.
Mrs. Wells?
Aye.
All right, we're good.
Okay. This is a third reading to amend ordinance 0925 of the Mariemont Code of Ordinances to increase payment for employees.
All right, a motion and a second to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Hare?
Aye.
Mrs. Brown, aye?
Aye.
Dr. Lewis?
Aye.
Mrs. Stock?
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone?
Aye.
Mrs. Wells?
Aye.
All right.
All right. This is a first reading, an ordinance authorizing application and contracting with the Southwest Ohio Regional Transit Authority.
Okay, first reading, second reading next time.
And we already did the last one.
Yeah, and we already did the last one. Yeah, we jumped ahead. All right. Anyone making concluding remarks, please make them quick.
Tomorrow night, 5 to
Tomorrow night,
7.
5 to
At
7.
Marymount Inn. We are
Absolutely.
working to save the Marymount Theater, so that
You know,
will
the
be.
tickets are sold out.
Oh, that just got opened up again, and so feel free to RSVP. We added more tickets.
It's come one, come all. Everyone is
Yes.
welcome. Yeah.
It's my wedding anniversary tonight, so I
Oh.
promised Pat I'd take her out to dinner tomorrow night.
Oh, well, happy anniversary.
happy
All right, all right.
Well, I guess.
Well, you'll be right there. All right.
How many? How many is it, Bob?
24.
You